Alright everyone, welcome back to CourseCreatorHandbook.com. I'm your host Amit, and today we are going to be continuing our three-part series for Trello. Part 1 and Part 2. In Part 1 we covered quite a bit of the basic stuff. Part 2 was a little bit advanced. In this part I just want to show you one quick thing, so it's going to be a much shorter video, and I want to show you how you can add your Trello calendar to your Google Calendar. So I couldn't figure that out in the last part. I did some research, consulted my good, a very advanced friend from this university. It's called the University of Google. And so how you do that is, if I go to show menu, right now the power up that I have enabled in here is calendar, or I don't have any, but I can enable calendar. Once you do, you see the little settings gear icon here, and once you click that gear icon, you have enable iCalendar feed. So I can enable that. Here's my iCalendar feed URL. I can copy this URL and then go into my Google Calendar, add a calendar by URL, paste that URL. It has the .ics at the end, which is what we want, and that's how you'd be able to import your Trello calendar into your Google Calendar. And now it says calendar imported successfully, and so here's my due date. It's showing module 1 is due, and if I change this to month, I'd be able to see a lot better. So here's module 1. This is another one due, basic is due, intermediate is due. So you can see all the due dates right here, just because we imported that calendar. So it's a cool feature. Hope you guys can use it for your own calendars. I love Google Calendar, so I do everything in Google Calendar, and it's great if you can sync the two together. The other thing I want to show you before we leave today is the three Chrome extensions that I use for my Trello board here. So this only works with Chrome. We were using Safari previously, so we wouldn't be able to do that in Safari. But this is where, even if you have a limited number of power-ups, you can use Google Chrome extensions for Trello. And if I just go to Google, and let me just go to Google and search for Trello Chrome extensions, you'll see like a bazillion of them. So I'm just going to go to the Chrome Web Store and extensions. I'm just going to click on search in here Trello and click on more extension results. Oh no, I don't want to add you. So now you'll see there's so many of these. It's amazing how many extensions are there for Trello that you don't even need to use the business class version of Trello. This is awesome. Now let me show you the ones that I use and go through this. There are so many of them, you'd just be amazed. See what works best for you. The one I use for these labels, it's called Trell Labels, TRE Labels, and it is, which one is it? It's not this is the one, Trell Labels, TRELABELS. And what it does is, if I click on it, I already have it enabled for this for Trello. Once you enable it, you'll see this little icon here, and what that allows you to do is see your labels in a more visual way instead of just the basic green ones here, because you don't know what those labels are, you don't remember what you named them. So if I click this, you can see you can have it as default, you can have it as tags, which will show you what those labels are. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it, and then you can also have them as lines, so they take up more real estate space on your card. You can have them as stickers, so they'll just be these tiny dots, and then you can have them as tabs, which looks like this. So I usually just leave it as tags. You can do what works best for you. That's the one I use. The other one I use with Trello is the list layout right here. So you have a bunch of lists here. As you can see, you have to scroll all the way to the right to see all the lists. What you could do is you can go to your list layout and click it once. It puts them, stacks them one on top of the other. If I click it again, it just stacks them all in one row here. And then if I click it again, it brings it back to its original way. So sometimes I jump between this one and the way that Trello provides it to you, which is like the default way. So I jump between the two. And then the last one is called Ultimello. The one that I like to use, if I click on this, Ultimello already has access to Trello. So once you click on Ultimello, once you enable it, you'll need to enable authorization for them to access your Trello board. Once you do, you can now have list sorting, connected cards, and show card count. Card count, how it works is you can see how many cards are on each of these lists. If I just click here, you see this number right here. That's the number of cards on this particular list. You can drag and drop this list if you want to, move it around anywhere you want. The other one, list sorting, I usually don't use list sorting, and the one I have used is connected cards. How that works is, let's say you want your cards to have a parent-child relationship. I can click on this card right here and I can say beautification cannot be done without course content. So course content is the parent, and beautification and voiceover and finalization is the child of that card. How you can do that is, if I hover over this card, click on this one right here, these two little arrows, and if I click on them, and then I can select this as the parent. So I've selected it as a parent. I'm going to click edit. Please select parents for course content. Okay, cancel. I'm actually going, so that was the parent. I don't want to select parents for it. I'm going to select this. And now I'm going to select this as the parent and hit done. So now they have a parent-child relationship, and you'll see this little new icon appear here. So if I click on here, I'll be able to see it. Here's the child, which is beautification. So my parent card is course content and my child card is beautification. If I click on it, it takes me to the beautification card and it shows me here's the parent. So I can do this again. I can say voiceover. I can make this and click edit and then click here and hit done. So now voiceover is also the child. If I click on the parent card, now I'll see two children in there, which are beautification and voiceover. So that's how the parent-child relationship works in Ultimello. You can play with it. It shows I have the calendar power up enabled for this board, and then the other extension that I'm using is Elegant, which lets you create a Gantt chart of your Trello card. So I'm going to authorize this, and yep, allow. So it says right now I'm in read-only mode. To get the full experience, install the Chrome extension. Frankly, I have so many Chrome extensions, I don't want to install the other one, but here's how it works. It creates a Gantt chart for your Trello board using the due dates that you have on each of those cards, and you can kind of play around with this, see how it looks. I haven't really played with it much. I had installed it because I got really excited about it, but by that time the project was over, so I didn't get a chance to play with it. So let's do quarter. You can change the due dates from quarter to project or whatever, and you can kind of scroll back and forth to see what are the due dates that are due. So I have some due dates here. It shows you the label names and then it shows you the due dates. So I haven't really played much with it, but you can play around with it and see how if you like it. And then the other final thing I'm going to show you guys before I leave you is a few shortcuts. The one that I use, so this is a test, shortcut test. So if you wanted to archive a card, you simply hover over a card and hit the letter C. If you wanted to put a due date on a card, you just hover over the card and hit the letter D, and then that opens up the due date functionality. Or you can hit the little pencil here and then click on due date. And then if you wanted to subscribe yourself to a card, you simply hit the space bar on top of a card and you will be subscribed to that card. And you can always move these cards by dragging and dropping. If you want, you can just drag yourself. I believe if I just go here, you can drag any of these team members and drop them on cards. just drop them willy-nilly, and that way those people will be subscribed to that card and they know that they need to do something on that card. So those are the few keyboard shortcuts. If you want a whole list of shortcuts, you can just search for Trello shortcuts in Google and you'll see a whole slew of shortcuts. And Trello is great with their own blog. They keep you updated with any and everything related to Trello, so you can go check it out there. This is how the Trello shortcuts work. We are not going to go into details with all of them, but you can kind of go into it. It's trello.com/shortcuts. And that's my time. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me. My name again is Amit, CourseCreatorHandbook.com. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you on the flip side. Take care and have a great day.